Hey guys, Mike Toy, Bonsai Boise. So, as you can see, I got a little bit of a mess going here, and it gets worse than that. Check that out. Yeah, it's that time of year where it's fall now. Last night we reached a low of 39 degrees, so I had to bring all my tropical trees inside. And I'm trying some new things this year. I'm actually pretty excited despite this mess. I'm going to clean it up here pretty soon. But I'm trying some new things with these little sort of custom greenhouses that I'm doing with just PVC pipe and some plastic sheeting. And I'm going to build one that fits perfectly around this shelf over here. I got that one for $35 at Zamzo's. So that brings me to my point. Why am I making this video right now? I'm going to set it up. So I'm going to set it up. I'm going to build the makeshift greenhouse around this. I'll show you a couple others that I made, and I'm going to clean up this messy pigsty of trees everywhere and sort of put it all together. So I'm going to take you along with me on the journey. So let's get to work. All right, so concept is pretty simple here. I just take 1/2 inch PVC pipe, and in this particular case I measured out the base of my shelf, which was about 14 by 36, I believe. So I gave myself an extra 2 inches on each end, so I just went 20 inches wide, 40 inches long. Bought 4 of those little elbow pieces right there. Pretty simple. I don't use any kind of PVC cement or glue or anything. I just pop them on there. That way I can disassemble it in the springtime and put it away easily enough. And it's not like it's going to come apart. It's just sitting on the floor. But then I take some of this 4mm heavy duty clear plastic sheeting. I actually doubled it up. It's pretty, oops, I already put it on there, but yeah, anyways, pretty heavy duty stuff. And that's just one layer there. Like I said, I doubled it up. There's actually 2 layers in this particular case. Now I'm going to build out the PVC frame for the greenhouse. So that shelving unit there is going to sit on the little floor. I'm going to call it a floor mat on the floor mat. And now I'm going to build this PVC pipe frame that's going to go around the shelf. And I'm going to wrap it in this same plastic to create the greenhouse. So I'll give you a look here in just a second after I put it together. All right, then on to the next phase. I just leave this here, by the way, just for scale, so you can kind of picture the size of this thing. But this is now the base of the frame. And I don't know the exact measurements on this, because really all I did is I just nudged it up so that it fits snugly inside of the floor mat here. But I did walk it over and make sure that it fits around the shelf. That part is important. So before I put it all together, I had 2 of the pieces out. I took these 2 over and I just kind of stuck it on there. And I still had plenty of room on each end, because my fear for a second was that, oh no, since this piece is smaller, it's not going to fit all the way around the shelf. But it did. So I would encourage you to do that if you end up doing this. But yeah, this is just a little progress update on that. So I'm going to put some more pieces together here, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, just another quick progress look here. So the frame is coming along. Now I've got these guys here, which are going to go in like so, and then sorry, I'm trying to do this and hold the camera at the same time. Failing at both. So it's going to go across, and then this is the wrong size, but just to give you an idea here. Kind of like that. Yeah, sorry for the bad camera work here. I actually have a tripod sitting right there. I don't know why I don't just put it in there. But anyways, just a quick progress picture there. And give you a look at it again here in a second. All right, got the frame all built here. I'm a little short on a couple of these connector pieces. So I may have to go back to the store and just get a few, but only for, you know, a couple other things I was gonna do. Like I thought about putting another little support right about here going across, but it's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's a little wobbly, I guess, but it's not as if it's going to be outside getting blown around by the wind. It's just going to be here, basically encasing that shelf over there. So that's it for tonight, but I will wrap it up tomorrow with the wrap, and I'll show you what that looks like. For now, I'm going to call it a night, so I'll see you on the other half of this tomorrow. All right, so here it is. It's been a couple days now since I finished this thing off, but this is the final look at it. So I'll give you a close-up of this and then a couple others that I've got. But let me just show you this first. So it's actually 3 pieces altogether. So the first piece here, this is what I would call the lighting stand. Works like so. Turn that back off. So this just comes out. First I tried to put the lights kind of on here, but it didn't really work well because then just opening this thing up and closing it was just a pain in the butt. So I wanted to have a better situation to just remove the lights out of the way and get in here. Now here comes the sort of ghetto part. So the door, I didn't really figure out a good door situation in time, and I was like this close from being done. So I just sort of rigged up a little situation. It's a shower curtain. I mean, it works. So this is a temporary setup after all. I mostly just want to see if it works and how easy is it to do, and do the trees benefit from this more than they did last year when they were just on this same shelf with lights all over it. I'm thinking they're going to benefit from this. It's just going to trap the humidity in better and hopefully a little heat as well. So I think it's worth it. But anyways, point is, this is just a temporary setup. If it works well and it's worth doing, then next year I'm going to do something a little bit better than this. Maybe or maybe not out of PVC pipe, I don't know. But so next year I'll do a better door if this works out. So for now, we got the shower curtain. Also, the tricky part was figuring out how to build this and get this shelf in here at the same time. So what I did, this is just a handle here. So this piece I'm grabbing goes up, over, and then the back part of the plastic is hanging down over that. So I just literally can take off the top and the back, fit this right onto the shelf, put this back on, close the curtain. So that's it in a nutshell right there. This is the one that I just made. So I'll show you the whole setup here. I'll show you this versus one that I bought at Zamzo's, a smaller one, and then another one that I just sort of rigged together. So let me show you. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna close this back up for just a second so you can see the full effect here. Shower curtain. I'm both proud and embarrassed at the same time of this. Embarrassed because it's a little on the ghetto side. Proud because it's kind of like, what do they call that? Redneck genius. I mean, it works, and it was a real easy and cheap solution. So, and then here's the lighting stand. All I did was put some zip ties around. Oops. Actually, I take it back. I did more than that. There's also a little sticky strip on each lighting strip, holding it there. And then I just use zip tie just to really make sure that it was held down. dining room light there. So the reason for the height on this thing, let me get this guy situated here. There we go. So I tried to, one of my measurements was off somewhere, but I tried to do it so that the middle bar piece where the light is going to go would hit the trees in an optimal way. I put the extra height on this light bar because it's a little bit top heavy wanting to go that way, but it can't because of that. So that sort of blocks it. So more redneck genius. But yeah, so this is my indoor apartment greenhouse made with PVC pipe and thick plastic. I've got, to be honest, I'm a little skeptical about how it's going to work in some areas just because it's got some pretty decent gaps. If I wrap it around, it seems to work pretty good. But I don't always want to take the time to do that. So I might figure out some kind of maybe magnetic way of clamping it together around the sides. I mean, it's got this overhang, so that helps, but it's not quite as tight as this guy. So this is one that I bought at Zamzo's. I think I paid like 40 bucks or so, 35 or 40 bucks for it. As you can see, it is much smaller. So I've got a bunch of little ones crammed in there, but it definitely seems to work better because it's much more watertight. So, yeah, I may just abandon this kind of thing altogether and just buy a bigger one. But not only was it just kind of an experiment, see how well it worked, also I needed it to be custom fit to my shelf. So I thought, well, I can't find one that's the right size, so I'll just make my own out of PVC pipe, which is what I did. And then this guy here, sort of half bought and half made. So this is the top of a little plastic greenhouse. This is the bottom of the greenhouse. And more PVC pipe wrapped in plastic in between. And these are the misfits that I haven't found a proper home for yet. So they're just sitting on the table. Mostly Scheffleras and ficus and some pomegranates. So there it is. That's my indoor greenhouse. It's not made for beauty. It's made for function, just to see how well it works. So I'll let you know how it works along the way. And next year we might do something better. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.